Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new video. Another episode of my complete Blu-ray collection. Haven't we got to the end of it yet? We are up to S though, and I think both S and T are quite stacked. So these might be little longer videos than usual. But let's get into it. I've put everything in alphabetical order, because I'm shifting lots of stuff around on the shelves at the moment, so there might be a few that are actually out of order, but never mind. We'll get to it. Let's get through the first part of S, and when I get to the end, we'll go straight into the second part, because I can only carry so many Blu-rays to the cinema room. Right, okay, let's do it then. Okay. Like I say, they're not entirely all in alphabetical order, but we do have The Sixth Sense, M. Night Shyamalan's first major film. Bruce Willis, Haley Joel Osment, Toni Collette, fantastic film, great ending, still one of his best films. What we got next? Next up, oh, again, Signs. My personal favourite. This is my favourite M. Night Shyamalan movie of all time. Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, absolutely fantastic. I love the whole sci-fi element of the aliens and the crop circles. There's so much tension in there. They've got the right amount of comedy. Comedy works when it works. And those kids looking out the window at the alien walking past the alley. Get out of the way, I can't see. Who didn't do that in the cinema? Bloody move, kids. Oh dear. And sticking on the Shyamalan bandwagon, here we are. We've got Split. Yes, we are Split. Hang on. Now, see if I can do it. Yes, very creepy. Jesus, that is creepy, isn't it? Oh my God, that's horrible. James McAvoy. This was fantastic. I love this film. This is kind of like the middle film of the trilogy. Yes, fantastic. Next up, we've got a bit of John Travolta doing his... Yes, it's Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, great film. Haven't seen it for a long time though. This is the director's cut. I love the colours on this, really makes it pop. I actually had a dilemma when I got this. What case do I put it in? Do I put it in a blue one? Do I put it in a red one? Do I put it in a yellow one? I couldn't even decide. I think probably it's best to go in a red one, but maybe I'll put it in a black one. Oh no, my life is taken up so much thinking about what colour case it goes in. Oh dear me, Paul. I need to get out a bit more. Yeah, anyway, there we go. So that is John Travolta. Next up, we have Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I did see this film in Halloween. I really did enjoy it. And very creepy. If you want to know my thoughts, then go back to last year's Halloween Stuff I Could Be Bothered to Watch video, where I talk a little bit about the film. Next up, we have a posh knob one. Yes, Criterion. We have Scorsese Shorts. Haven't seen it, but interesting, I hope. And then we get a bit of Scooby-Doo action. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Yes. This is the first one. Not sure if there's a second one available in the UK, or I might have to import the second one. But this is the best one, and it looks great in a green case. And love the cast in this. Brilliant cast. Next up, we have Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Yes, so if I do a monthly theme on zombie movies, that's definitely going to be one of them. What we got next then? Next up, we have Scoob, which is the animated one. Have not seen this one yet, and look, I haven't even taken the price tag off the back. Oh dear me. Yeah, but apparently it's pretty good. Scream. Yes, Scream 4. I believe I might have this already in a steelbook. I can't remember. One of them's missing. One of the Screams missing in steelbook form. It's either Scream 3 or Scream 4. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, Scream, innit? You've got to have it in your collection. Searching with John Cho. This was good. John Cho, his 16-year-old daughter goes missing, and he has to do a bit of investigating into where she's gone, and looking at all the last social media posts and that kind of stuff. Really good. There is a compendium piece to that. What's it called? It is called, and I do actually have it, which I haven't seen yet. Missing, yes. So I need to watch that one. Next up, we have The Secret of Kells. Yeah, it looks like a nice little animated tale. Haven't seen it yet. This was some subscriber mail a few years ago. And then we have The Secret Life of Pets. Love this film. Really nice lenticular as well. This also includes the 3D. They used to give a lot to us back in the day, didn't they? We've got a 3D Blu-ray, a DVD, digital download, and 3 mini movies. Look at how much stuff they used to give us back in the day. Then we have The Secret Life of Pets 2, which unfortunately didn't get a Blu-ray, a 3D Blu-ray release in the UK, but I do have it with a slipcover. Next up, we have some Chloe Grace Moretz in Shadow in the Cloud. And this was a case of, it hadn't come out in the UK, so how am I going to watch the film? You know, it hadn't had a cinema release, hadn't had a physical release. I still don't think it's had a physical release in the UK, well, not on Blu-ray anyway, so I had to import the American one, and I could have saved me time, really. It was just okay. It was just okay. Next up, we have a 2-movie collection. We have Farmageddon and Shaun the Sheep, the movie. So yes, it comes under Shaun the Sheep. Next up, we have Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water. Really good film. Fantastic cast in this. And nods to Creature from the Black Lagoon in there. But really good film. Short Circuit from my childhood, number 5, special edition. We got the second film in like a lavish box set. It's a shame we didn't get the first one with a nice box set treatment either. Next up, we have a Martin Scorsese film called Silence with Liam Neeson. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this. It's got a great cast in it, including Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver. But apparently it's a really dialogue-heavy, slow film. So I'm not sure if I'm going to like it. But the only way to know is to try it. I do have Silent Night. Silent Hill, not Silent Night. I don't have Silent Hill 2, though. I thought this was okay, not brilliant, but I thought it was okay. Next up, we have Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For. And this is a lenticular 3D edition. I also stuck that in a nice red case as well. I do also have this film on a steelbook. Next up, we have Sing 2. Little animated film. Me, Lulu and Claire went to see Sing at the cinema, but we have not seen Sing 2, so that might be like a DVD night that we can do. Really nice film though. I really enjoyed this film. The music is great. It's very futuristic, and yeah, it's very futuristic. It kind of reminds me of like an animated futuristic version of like Independence Day. It's Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow. Lots of green screen. Jude Law. and Angelina Jolie and Gwyneth Paltrow. Yeah, I really like this film. Always have. Saw it at the cinema as well. Next up we have from the director of Tomb Raider and Expendables 2, Skyfire. I think I've seen this one. I'm pretty sure I have seen this one. It was okay. There's a lot of Japanese, I think it's a lot of Japanese or Korean cast in it as well. But yeah, it's good. Jason Isaacs is in it as well. Next up we have The Slaughterhouse Rules with Simon Pegg, Nick Frost and Michael Sheen. This is not Edgar Wright. This is not an Edgar Wright film, I don't believe, even though both Pegg and Frost are in it. So yeah, haven't seen it, but it looks kind of interesting. Next up we have a Eureka title. We have Sleepwalkers from Stephen King. Oh God, bloody hell, I haven't seen this probably since the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. So that needs a rewatch sometime. And then we have Small Soldiers. And from the director of Gremlins, Joe Dante. I don't remember much about that, just that it's like action figures or something. Next up we have Smokey and the Bandit. Classic stuff. And then Smokey and the Bandit Ride Again. And then Smokey and the Bandit 3. And one called Smoking Causes Coffin, a film by Quentin Dupieux, yeah, which looks like some really weird budget version of Power Rangers. So I'll try that. I don't know what I'm going to make of it, but I'll try it. I think it is all subtitled as well. Okay, so I've got the next stack here. It's going to be out of order because I was bringing them back from the other room and I dropped them. Or rather, I tried to put them on the table and half of them went off onto the floor. Oh, dear me. So, yeah, it's going to be out of order. Anyway, let's get on to the second part. We've got The Straight Story. This was pretty good. It's a David Lynch film. It's about an old bloke that rides a tractor. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There is a reason why he's riding a tractor, by the way. This is kind of like a very underrated Sin City type of film. This is The Spirit. This is the extended cut. It's from the creator of Sin City and 300. It had that kind of same type of visual. Yeah, it stars Scarlett Johansson, Samuel L. Jackson. Also got Gabriel Mack, I think his name is. He was in the TV series that Meghan Markle was in. Was it Suits, I think it was called? Yeah, anyway. I haven't seen it for a long time, but it's very underrated, not talked about. Next up, we have Mila Kunis in The Spy Who Dumped Me. Yeah, also starring Kate McKinnon. Kiss My Assassin. Yeah, it's a bit of a kind of a spy thing. But it's a bit fun. It's a bit of fun. Next up, we have Stan and Ollie with John C. Reilly and Steve Coogan playing Laurel and Hardy. And this is the story of basically Laurel and Hardy in their later years as their careers are winding down, and the relationship between them and their wives. And fantastic performances, just absolutely incredible performances by both of them. I can't fault it at all. Superb. There is one coming up. I can't remember. Is it Buster Keaton? I think it might be a Buster Keaton film, and it's Rami Malek playing him. Could be Buster Keaton. It's someone from back in the day. Yeah, I don't think it's George Formby. I think it's Buster Keaton. Yes, like a biopic. Next up, we have one of the best science fiction epics of all time. We have Stargate, and this is the Ultimate Edition with Kurt Russell and James Spader. One day, I hope maybe one day there will be a Stargate 2, you know, directed by Roland Emmerich with, you know, Kurt Russell and James Spader back. But then again, look what happens with Independence Day 2. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe just leave it as it is. Next up, we have a John Carpenter film with Karen Allen and Jeff Bridges. And it is Starman. It's a really good film about an alien on Earth. He has to try and go home, so it's a bit like E.T. And Jeff Bridges' character kind of has a child's personality. He kind of sees everything, because it's an alien, he sees everything new. So he's always curious about things around him. And then experiences, but it's a really good film and quite a good road trip movie as well. And next up, we have A Star Is Born with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. Really good, really enjoyed this film. Some great music in it as well, and of course made famous, you know, for the Shallows. And next up, we have Christian Slater in a film called Stranded, from the Oscar-nominated creative mind behind Alien. Fear is the infection. Yeah, I've not seen this, but it looks good. It's probably not, because it was quite cheap, I think, in CEX. Next up, we have The Social Network. Is it called? The Social Network, yeah. Directed by David Fincher, which is, I believe, is about the startup of Facebook. I've never seen it, but I think it is. Either Facebook or Twitter. Next up, we have Snatch from Guy Ritchie. Absolutely fantastic. Second best Guy Ritchie movie, behind Lock, Stock. Bit more Kurt Russell. Again, quite an underrated film. Soldier. Yeah, he kind of plays kind of like a universal soldier type of character with no emotions and stuff like that. But yeah, I really need to watch that one again. Yeah, watch some old sci-fi classics that I've not seen for a long time. Next up, we have The Song of the Sea, which is a nice little animated movie. We have Strays, about the foul-mouthed talking dogs, which is one of the funniest films I've ever seen in my life. And it's a fantastic film. Staying on the animals, we have A Street Cat Named Bob. Yes, the kind of biopic about Bob and what was his name? James Bowen, that's it. Played by Luke Treadaway. And starring Bob, of course. You know, it's not a stand-in, it's actually Bob. It's a shame that the second film didn't get a Blu-ray release, though. Next up, we have Storage 24 with Noel Clarke and Laura Haddock, which I have no idea. And we have Stuba with Dave Bautista and Kumail Nanjiani. I think that's how you pronounce it. And I think he plays a cab driver. And Dave Bautista is a cop or something. We have Cerbicon with Matt Damon, Oscar Isaac and Julianne Moore. Yeah, okay. What we got next? Must have got this one from CEX. Jason Momoa, Sugar Mountain. There's a lot of unknown films out there with big stars in. Next up we have Summer of '84, which I really enjoyed this film. Had the great 80s feel to it. It looked 80s, it sounded 80s. There was great 80s music, great 80s soundtrack to it. And it's just Stranger Things type of stuff. Yeah. Faye Dunaway, Helen Slater and Peter O'Toole next in Supergirl. Then we have Jamie Dornan and Anthony Mackie in Synchronic. Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn in Snatched, which looks a bit of a comedy. I only picked this up basically because it's got Goldie Hawn. I don't really go much on Amy Schumer. And then we have Snowpiercer from Bong Joon-ho. And I believe they made this into a TV series as well. I suppose I better see the film before I watch the series. And we have some Snow White and the Huntsman. With Christian Stewart, Chris Hemsworth and Charlize Theron. This was just, it was just okay. Again, another underrated classic that people don't talk about much. Spawn. With John Leguizamo and Michael Jai White. Remember seeing that at the cinema as well back in the day. We have Space Cowboys. Yeah, with fantastic cast. Clint Eastwood, Tommy Lee Jones, Donald Sutherland and James Garner. You know, about a group of aging astronauts that have to train the new shuttle pilots and go on a mission. Really good, really good. Space Truckers with Dennis Hopper. I was going to say Weaver, but it's Hopper. Yeah, and Stephen Dorff. Charles Dance as well. Again, another film that I've not seen since probably sometime in the 80s. Fantastic film. Species with Natasha Henstridge, Michael Madsen. Not Michael Mann. Michael Madsen, Alfred Molina, Ben Kingsley, Forrest Whitaker. So brilliant, brilliant cast. And a really good film as well. And I believe Michelle Williams is in it as well, who plays Natasha Henstridge as a youngster, if I can remember rightly. It did spawn off a load of sequels, but the original is the best. Talking about the original is the best, Speed 2, Cruise Control. Well, when you've got one in the collection, you've got to have the other one, haven't you? Yes. Sandra Bullock and Jason Patrick, Willem Dafoe. It's all right. It's nothing special. Again, another underrated classic in my opinion that nobody talks about much. Speed Racer. Yeah. Emile Hirsch, I think it is. John Goodman. And Jack from Lost. Matthew Fox. Yeah. Yeah, very good. This would look fantastic in 4K. Seriously, would look fantastic in 4K. Next up we have Sphere. Dustin Hoffman, Sharon Stone and Samuel L. Jackson. Barry Levinson film. Again, a film I've not seen for a long time, but it's an underwater thriller. Kind of edging on a bit of Alien and The Abyss sort of thing. And the last one I've got here in the S's is Will Smith and Tom Holland in Spies in Disguise. Which is animated, so I haven't seen that one, but it looks a bit fun, or at least it did when I saw the trailer. Fantastic. So there we go. So that is everything under S. Again, it doesn't include anything I've got in S that might be on 4K or might be on a steelbook or in a box set. So if there's a big title that you know, like Star Wars, you know, there's no Star Wars there because they're separate. That's in the Star Wars collection. I have done a Star Wars collection video, and I've also done a Star Trek collection video as well. But I might redo them if I get time at the end, because there's new titles that have been added. Fantastic. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like it by giving it some thumbs up. Blah, blah, blah. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share, and I'll see you on the next video very soon. Bye bye.